Hello everybody. Yes, it is November 15th, 2013's weekly wrap-up. I kind of can't believe it. I remember, seems like but a flash, it was January, and I was talking about the fact that we were in a brand new year, and look, here we are. We're almost at another year, 2014. Unbelievable, right? Okay, so what's been happening here at Totally Vocal? Still working on the harmony course. Still excited about working on the harmony course, actually. And you got step 10 this week if you're on the site. And what is step 10 all about? Well, step 10 is still deep into the study of the intervals with a cool little exercise I really like a lot that helps you tune up your intervals. Step 9, we were working on an exercise that did the exact same thing for the ascending intervals. And step 10 is for the descending intervals. So at this point, if you've been following along and you have access on the website, it means that you can now work out all of your intervals, and to some degree, you have knowledge about all of the intervals, all 12 of them, related to one note, both ascending and descending. That's 24 different intervals that you have to study, and that might sound like a lot to somebody, but really, hey, 24 intervals and you've got all the notes in both directions within one octave. That's pretty cool. Now there's more study to be done, and we're moving on. It's not just about intervals. You have to start there with the intervals because that's the smallest two notes related to each other, one note to another note. But the next thing that happens, that's going to happen in the harmony course, is that we're going to start to look at triads and start to develop our ability to sing the roots, the thirds, and the fifths, to major and minor triads, and hold our note. Back to really getting into the physicality of holding your note, and simultaneously understanding a little bit about what it takes to sing your harmonies and sing up over the bridges. Now, of course, there are other courses to really get you deep into understanding about the bridges. Now, of course, talking about the bridges is a whole topic in itself, and I certainly have covered it very thoroughly in all of the courses, the beginning, intermediate, advanced voice courses. I've covered that topic immensely because that topic is the big topic for singing, to be able to be a singer who can sing seamlessly through his range from the bottom to the top of his range. As a harmony singer, you need to be able to do that, but you also need to be able to understand harmony and understand your part and hold on to your part when the other parts are happening. And that happens in so many different styles of harmony singing. You know, when we talk about harmony, we're not just saying, okay, harmony, now sing harmony. Well, people think that, but there's all kinds of different things in the world of harmony. There's being a backup vocalist, and even being a backup vocalist, all the different styles of music that you could be a backup vocalist in. There's being in a four-part harmony group like the Beach Boys or the Beatles. We're always singing three-part harmony all the time. And I mean, it goes on and on and on. There are singers that sing in jazz choirs, and sometimes the choirs are huge, and sometimes the choirs are very small. Sometimes you've got 8 people in a choir, or in a vocal group, or 6 people even. And again, it just depends upon the style of the harmony. There's a whole world when it comes to just talking about harmony singers and the world of a cappella and harmony, or the world of harmony in bands and different groups. So working on this system that I'm working on with you is taking you into the direction of a gigantic world. Anyway, like the old saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And we're not at the first step. We're at the 10th step, 11th step, and pretty soon 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. There's plenty more to talk to you about the harmony course, so hang in there. Okay, so now let's talk musical tip of the week. Now, last week I talked about microphone technique and simply said, quickly, again, that good microphone technique is the ability to know when to kiss the microphone and when to back off away from the microphone to keep the best consistent sound and blend of your sound as you sing from very soft deliveries into anything loud or high that you're singing with a lot of power. so you don't overload the microphone. And then I went ahead and sang a song for you and just showed you me singing back and forth on the microphone, and that's what it was all about. But well, I want to talk still a little bit more in the land of microphones and monitors and mixes. First of all, a live house mix, when you're in a band and the sound man, which is his responsibility to mix the band correctly, what he has to do is he has to make sure that the bass is not too boomy. He's got to make sure that the guitar is cutting through and that it's got the right highs, so it's not too bassy and blending into the bass sound. He's got to make sure that the vocals stand out and they're heard while all of the other things are happening, that the drummer has his drums mixed the right way so you can hear the snare drum well and hear the kick drum well, and all of this has to be brought together. And again, it's kind of the sound man's responsibility. But as singers, we're part of all of that, and we're part of the mix. And how do we hear what we're doing on stage? Well, guitar players, they have their amplifiers, bass guitar players. Drummer has no problem hearing himself, just the opposite. He's got to hear everything else besides himself. But for us, we have to have a monitor system. These days, either an in-ear monitor system or monitors that are down on the floor in front of you. And it's very important that you have a monitor that you can hear. And it's very important that the music is not so loud that no matter what you do with the monitor system you can't hear. Because if you can't hear yourself well on the monitor system, absolutely for sure, I don't care who you are, I don't care how famous you are, if you can't hear yourself well on a microphone through the monitor system, you're going to push and sing harder because it's just the natural tendency to do. And so bad monitor mix equals harm to your throat, singing in a band that's too loud and you're trying to sing over that, and just the natural tendency is to go by feeling, and you start doing it and you always end up walking away clearing your throat and feeling like you're toasted for the night. So a good monitor mix, absolutely important. Now, even in the land of monitor mixes, it depends upon what level of performance we're talking about. If you're singing in a nightclub with a band, it's one thing. If you're singing at a fair or a festival on a bigger stage, it's another thing. If you're an extremely professional singer who's very famous singing gigantic concerts where it's 10,000 people or more, it's another thing. Now, in the very professional setting of things, everybody has their own monitor and everybody gets their own kind of special mix. And it actually takes a while to get that together. That's why there's big sound checks much earlier in the day to get all of that happening before the actual performance of the evening. But now if you're in a wedding band, and you're schlepping all your stuff around and all, well, you've got to set everything up and get it. And maybe you don't get a separate mix. But the one important thing is to understand what you're putting in your monitor to hear. Now, most people, if it's just a basic club mix or a wedding mix like I'm talking about, you're going to basically want your vocals in that monitor and the other vocalists, anybody who's singing, you want all the other mics in that monitor. And then it's kind of your own opinion about when you're singing harmony, for example, if you want the people that you're singing harmony with to be the exact same volume you are coming through your monitor system, or for them to be quieter and you to be louder, or vice versa, for them to be louder and you to be quieter in your monitor mix. That's personal because different people hear different ways. You're always looking for a blend on stage. And incidentally, when you're singing in a harmony group, that blend is different when you're singing a cappella away from microphones than what it's like to get on a PA system and sing through the PA system and get those vocals to blend. So even that you need to practice. Actually, good rule of thumb is to have rehearsals where the singers just get on the mics and sing all the stuff a cappella through the mics even without the music, then come back and practice it with the music. You got to do both. Now, I barely mentioned the ear monitors, but of course they're getting very, very popular now, and they're expensive, but if you have them, I think they're pretty cool. The ear monitors are really cool. Now, if there's actually, I'll talk about this a little bit. Me being a little bit old school, one thing that I really like about the monitor system is that I feel more communicative both with the people on stage and the audience in front of me, because when I have the earphones inside my ears, I feel like I can't really talk to anybody on stage, even the other musicians, or say anything to them. They can't hear me unless I say it through the microphone. And, you know, maybe sometime you want to yell something back to the drummer or something that you don't want the audience to hear. So if there's any downside to using the earplugs, that's what it is. Other than that, they're pretty awesome. So again, just like everybody, you're going to have to look at the particular situation you're in relationship to how you use monitors, when you use monitors, if you use monitors. But just a little bit more. I didn't want to just talk about the microphones last week and leave it at that. I want to talk a little bit more about the fact that the monitors, of course, play an important role, and the sound man will make you or break you. You want a good sound man at all times. Or if you're running sound for yourself, then you better be a good sound man for yourself. Anyway, that's the musical tip. I wanted to go farther with the whole mic monitor on stage live thing, and there you have it. If you are a member of the site, check out what's going on with the Harmony course. I'm very excited about the advancement, and pretty soon we're getting into the part I've really been planning to get to. I can't wait to get to there. So I shall see everybody next time. If you're on YouTube and watching this, please come on over. It's the real deal. I've got so much great information now on the site, and it's continually building. And again, I'm going to say it again, beginning, intermediate, advanced course, a course on vibrato, a jazz scat singing course, and a great harmony course that's building and building right now. So, totallyvocals.com.